Hello, good morning, and welcome to Enterprise Morning on Enterprise Television. I still remain Kende Boduri. It's a beautiful day here in our studio, and we are glad to have you with us. Welcome to today's program. From politics and the economy to security and public affairs, today's newspapers are filled with stories that matter. We will begin with a review of the major headlines making rounds across the country before diving into our main conversation. Thank you for joining us once again. And please do well to follow us across all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. And please do well to share. So joining us virtually is His Greatness Agadaigo. He's a barrister and a public affairs analyst. Thank you so much, barrister, for joining us today.
Thank you, Kane Deadbody. My
Yeah.
pleasure to be here with you. Longest time no see.
You can say that again. Thank you so much for coming.
Longest time no see.
All right, so let's just go into what we have today. So we have our major newspapers here. We have the Punch, we have the Guardian, we have the Vanguard, and we have the Daily Trust newspaper. So I would like us to take the Punch newspaper, and we have stories making headlines here. We have investors shun 30 oil blocks, NUPRC plans fresh bids. We also have businesses, economists back CBN's 26.5% interest rate decision. We have flawed disaster looms, FG1's 70 states. We also have Ondo Speaker faces impeachment as 21 lawmakers sign notice. And the big story here, we have reps intensify fake agency probe, give MDAs 48-hour ultimatum. And we have a lot of stories here. FG floats 729 billion naira power bond August 3rd. Okay, so barrister, I would like us to take the big story here. Which is reps intensify fake agency probe, give MDAs 48-hour ultimatum. So we know you're a barrister, and I would like to link this question with what you are, who you are right now. So now this question I'm about to ask actually explores the legal implications of failing to cooperate with a parliamentary investigation. Now, what legal consequences could an MDA face if it ignores the lawmakers' 48-hour ultimatum? Please, let's hear your thoughts on this, sir.
First of all, the lawmakers, number one, they could bring an injunction contempt proceeding against that agency, and they could take the matter to their plenary, raising a motion calling on the IGP to arrest the head of the agency. That's one. Also, two, they could, they have oversight committees on all MDAs, ministries, departments, and agencies of government. So their oversight agencies will ensure that whenever they bring budgetary application, their budget, they'll put it, they'll KIV it. Then again, in the immediate, all MDAs, heads of MDAs are appointed by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay.
So move a motion calling on the President of Nigeria and Commander-in-Chief to immediately fire the head of the agency for disobedience to summons by a lawful authority. Because, of course, many times they feel that when we talk about government, we are talking about executive, parliament, and legislature. They are also government, and judiciary, whether state high court, a court of appeal, Supreme Court, they are also government. So no government agency should treat any organ of government with derision, with contempt, with scorn, or with disrespect.
Okay.
Because when you do that, when you disobey one organ of government, be it judiciary or legislature, you have you have trampled on the provisions of the Constitution, and you have disobeyed all other organs of government.
Okay.
That's the
Okay.
implication.
All
It's
right.
one, it is one for all and all for
For
one.
one.
Even though we
Okay.
have three arms of government, they ought to work in synergy. So
Mm.
disobedience to one arm of government is disobedience to all arms of government, all organs of government. But
Okay.
unfortunately, it appears that many heads of MDAs don't understand this simple analogy I've just described. And so that's why when the president or governor summons them, they come with immediate alacrity. But when the legislature or even judiciary summons them, they drag feet, brag, show ego, and show resist compliance, they resist compliance, which is wrong, which ought not to be so,
Okay.
which must be condemned by all and sundry.
All
If
right.
we must have a rule of law-led democratic system of government.
Okay. Hopefully we actually want need that. Okay. So just a quick one. I want us to talk about this, and which focuses on the broader impact of effective oversight. So how can this probe improve transparency and public confidence in government institutions?
I'm sorry, which probe particularly? Now, let me be very clear. Which probe? Probe on.
Yeah, we are actually talking on the representatives, intensifying FAAN agency probe, and it also gave MDA's 48-hour ultimatum, right? So now that this is actually based on what they've given them, so I'm asking that how will this bring transparency, in government institutions?
The essence of even the three organs of government
Yeah,
is for checks and balances. So checks and balances. You know what they say? They say power corrupts. Absolute
absolutely.
power
Power,
corrupts. How? Absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah.
Corrupts absolutely. And so one of the ways to ensure transparency,
Mm.
probity, and accountability in public service, in public institutions, be it ministries, departments, and agencies of state and federal government,
Yeah.
is for constant and consistent probing.
Mm.
Constant and consistent probing. And public officers and public institutions are, are bound. They have a bounding duty to make
Okay.
themselves available, to make data, records, information available to the general citizenry, to the supervisory agencies and legislative authorities, and then even legislative committees that oversight them, to provide these records, these data, this information whenever and however they are called to so do.
Okay.
Because that shows that you are accountable to the Nigerian people. And
Yeah.
that also shows that you have nothing to hide. A guiltless conscience fears no accusation. So each time they ask for any of all these records, the essence of these records may not even only be to indict any official, but also so that everybody is at par with the happenings of the ministries, departments, and agencies
Okay.
under operation in Nigeria. That is one. And two, they say prevention is better than
Cure.
cure. So
Yeah.
that you can prevent abuses. Because the truth about the whole thing is that certain level of abuses are going on in the administration of government business. And it is through this constant, properly conducted probes and scrutinies that we can weed out the weeds that corrupt our scarce government finances. So they play that role as a check. They play that role to see the proper state of affairs, and it serves as deterrent. so that when you are aware that government, your government agency will be scrutinized, then you will be on your toes.
Yes,
You ensure that the process is followed in the application and the application of limited allocated resources. And it will help you to strengthen your internal structuring system, so that you can make presentations that will not indict you. You know, they say that one of the ways to ensure that monies of government are not pilfered is to ensure consistent probing, asking the right question, checking and cross-checking. So this must be done consistently so that it will ensure transparency, to ensure accountability. It will ensure effective use of scarce resources.
Okay, okay. Uh, Thank you so much for your detailed thoughts. I mean, you've said it all, and we just hope we have transparency and also consistency in, in taking, in knowing and also monitoring the money being spent or any other activities given to our representatives to check in. All right, so Barrister Agadaigo will still be with us here to take our main conversation. When we return, lawmakers also approved 107 lawmakers also approved 170.11 billion naira for the Nigerian Police Trust Fund in 2025 and 233.96 billion naira for 2026. Stay with us, we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. And if you're just joining us, you're still on the Money Show here on Enterprise Television. And right now, we'll take our main conversation. The House of Representatives has received the Constitution Review Committee's report on a proposed amendment to establish state police, paving the way for debate and clause-by-clause consideration. Now, the proposal seeks to provide a legal framework for state-controlled police services as part of ongoing constitutional reforms. It follows the harmonization of the House and Senate versions of the bill. Supporters say state police will improve intelligence gathering, community policing, and responses to insecurity, while critics warn against possible abuse by the state government and call for strong constitutional safeguards. Now, the House also approved the Nigerian Police Trust Fund budget for 2025 and 2026. Lawmakers endorsed 170.11 billion naira for 2025, including funding for police capital projects, personnel and overhead costs. They also approved 233.96 billion naira for 2026 to support infrastructure, equipment, logistics, and welfare for the Nigerian police force. The budgets are expected to proceed to a third reading before final passage. Established under the Nigerian Police Trust Fund Act, the fund provides additional financing for police operations through allocations from the Federation accounts, grants, and donations. Okay, so Barrister Agadaigo is still here with us. And as we can see here, the state police proposal and Nigerian police trust fund budget. So that's what we're going to be discussing. Please, are you still here with us, Barrister?
Yes, I'm here with you. I'm
All
here.
right. Okay. Thank you so much. So now, this question actually is relevant because lawmakers have approved significant funding that requires accountability. I mean, in anything we are doing here, even if you're giving any thing to run, at least there should be a sense of accountability and transparency, just like what we already discussed during our newspaper review. All right. So, how important is legislative oversight in ensuring that the Nigerian Police Trust Fund is used for its intended purpose?
First of all, before we talk about legislative oversight in the issue specifically that on state police
Yeah.
was on state police, the first place to start with how important is a a motivation
Okay.
guided by sincerity of purpose
Mm.
in this rushed floating of the state police. I can tell you that sincerity of purpose in this agenda of state police is everything. Because once the motivation is wrong, the agenda will fail, the oversight will fail. And
Okay.
I spoke, when this issue in your station, this question first came up when
Yeah.
Henry was here,
Yeah.
I told him that I'm very concerned that this state police is being introduced before the 2027 election.
Okay. Yeah.
Because what am I, the reason for my worry is that it tells me a lot that the driving force behind this rushed institution of this state police is about the 2027 election.
Hmm.
Not long after that, Professor Chidi Ndikalu also
Yeah.
said the same thing, that okay, prove to us that state police is not going to have anything concerning 20 election.
Mm-hmm.
Can we inaugurate this state police after 2027 election? And the reasons are clear. Number one, yes, we are dealing with the legislation now. There has been no legislative public hearing yet.
Hmm.
The one we saw about 2 weeks ago was organized by Arise Television.
Okay.
They organized that public hearing on state police.
Mm.
But it's not Arise Television or Enterprise TV that is supposed to organize a public hearing for state police. It should be the House of Senate and the House of Representatives that should organize a public hearing for citizens to air their view on whether, first of all, they want state police or not,
Mm-hmm.
how they want the state police to function and to be operated, and the checks and balances citizens want. Legislation is not about Tinubu, Akpabio, House of Rep, House of Assembly. Legislation is about citizens.
Mm-hmm.
So if citizens must be at the center, at the center, at the center. It is citizens that should drive the configuration of any legislation, because they are the ones that are going to make it work.
Yeah.
So when you push citizens aside and say, no, we have the mandate of citizens, and you are doing it by yourself, it means that you have an ulterior motive. And without proper motivation, any agenda will surely come, will surely fail, will be wrongly used. So that is the greatest worry about the greatest demerit. Now, I've always been a supporter of state police more than 4 years ago,
Oh, okay.
especially what I am Motekun achieved in the Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
In our MBA conference last year or so, the one we had in Lagos, and even the Ondo State governor came and
Oh, okay.
gave us success story about Motekun. And all of us endorsed it. But the way and manner the state police is now being rushed down the throat of Nigeria. It's giving us every day the impression that there's an ulterior motive for 2027 election. And the government has not been able to debunk this very strong narrative and impression. This strong narrative by assuring citizens that no state police official will be deployed or used in the 2027. In fact, this state police will not come into operation after 2027 election. And you know why this suspicion is very notorious? The reason is because APC currently has about 31 governors.
Yes.
Are you listening to
APC,
me?
yes.
They have 31 governors. So if they give them state police, it means that usually government police do not ordinarily carry out directives of governors. They take their command and control from the IGP in Abuja and the zonal head when necessary. So it means that if this state police is introduced before 2027 election, the police on every state now will have to take his command and control from the state governor. Which in my views will be inimical to the 2027 election. Because if you watch in our general elections, because of the scattered nature of elections throughout the whole country, you find out that no person is able to properly drive the police to carry out any agenda. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you,
so usually in one of our freest elections in Nigeria, ironically, is the general election. That's why you see, even though they are reading here and there complaints, but at least we can see maybe 20 to 25% fairness and credibility. But you are surprised, but it will surprise you to know, and you already know, that when they are doing just one election, which should even be fair, very smooth, you have all the security forces, that election has almost 2% credibility. Has it not surprised you? When you have all the resources poured in one state, where you're supposed to have 100% credibility, you have 2% credibility. But in general elections, where those single monitoring zone, you are monitoring the whole federation. So even the credibility is supposed to be less. You have more than we are supervising only one state election. And so people, the narrative out there, which I want governments have, so that the elections can be assuredly gotten. That's the narrative. And so the best thing the government of the day can do is to assure citizens that state police will not come into operation until after the 2027 election. So I cannot even go into the issue of oversight. The issue I will stop at is that let state police not come into operation until after 2027 election.
Thank you so much for that. Well, I think even if we'll need to wait before the elections, and even if this bill is being passed before elections, then I think there would be more debate on this. And now that you said that you feel this should be done after establishment of the state police should be after the general elections come 2027. Well, let's just hope if truly we can have that, because I mean there will be speculations here and there, and there will be debates on this as well. All right, now let's look at the budget itself. Now we've seen that lawmakers approved 170.11 billion for the Nigerian Police Trust Funds in 2025, and this is to cover capital project, personnel, and operational costs. And that being said, we also have these that they've been approved. 233.96 billion naira has also been approved for 2026 to improve police infrastructure, equipment, logistics, and officers' welfare. So, just a quick one, Barrister. What message does this increase from 170.11 billion naira in 2025 to 233.96 billion naira in 2026 send about the government security priorities? Are we still going to get the same and the same and the same thing over again?
You know, one of the things they say in life is that when you do the same thing over and over,
yeah,
is uh, is is likened to insanity. You do the same thing because when you do the same thing over and over, you get the same result. So if you want to get different results, you do things differently.
Differently, okay.
It's not enough to roll out figures. What we want to see is what have they achieved? What are the tangible things you can point to?
Yeah.
For now, the training colleges, the only time that there was any serious effort to reform and to address infrastructure in the training colleges of the police was during Jonathan's time, if you remember, when media went and took pictures, photographs of the police college, and it's embarrassed the Jonathan government, and he sprang into action to information here and there. Well, I've not been to the police colleges, but people say the police colleges are very depressing sight to be in, and they showcase the reverse kind of police officers we want to have. And of course, where policing, proper policing starts, where they get their orientation from the police colleges they are trained in. It is from the quality of the police colleges determines the quality of the police training and determines the quality of the police officer that is produced. So that's the starting point.
Okay.
You said they allocated money last year, and of course they are allocated before previous year. But reports have said, which have not been denied, that the police training field is nothing to write home about. The training throughout the country. So can we see, to start with, can we see those funds allocated, those scarce funds being used to renovate, rehabilitate the police training colleges, so that in turn we can have good facilities that will produce good officers? That's number one.
Okay.
Going further too, since 3 years, correct me if I'm wrong, this government has not done police reforms. Yes, in the last 3 years since Tinubu, we have gotten 3 IGs.
Yeah.
But no serious police reform. Like, I was actually thinking when this new IG came in that he was going to go into serious training and police reform. I've not seen any blueprint, any strategy, because it's not enough just to, when he came in, he said what he declared openly is that the end of impunity in the police force is over. Yes, that's a welcome statement, but it has to be backed by action.
Yeah.
Tafa Balogun, during his time, he drew about 7 action points. You know, he brought the slogan to serve the police is your friend, to serve with integrity, to serve with integrity. And he carried out some action plan. We have not seen this. And of course, top on the action plan of the police, we want to see that bail in the police station is free, and free indeed.
Okay.
We do not see bail being free indeed. In fact, many a times, go to police station. Well, let me just leave there. Bail is not free. Bail is not, because me, I don't even go to police station anymore, because I cannot put myself in a position where I'm negotiating bail.
Yeah.
Negotiation of bail is even criminal, because negotiation of bail, you are trying to corrupt the discretion of the policeman to grant bail by financial offers. So negotiation for payment of bail is a criminal act.
Okay.
It's a criminal act.
Okay.
So we want to see putting a stop to that. What happened to the S squad officers they normally put their number that if any person demands for bail, call them. That's number one. Secondly, the position of the law by the Supreme Court, which remains unchanged, that suspects can only be arrested after investigation. We see people being arrested for just no reason.
True.
This is the position of the law, which must form part and parcel of the police regulation.
Okay.
So that you don't arrest people without investigation. You don't arrest people before you start investigation. It's only after you have done your investigation and indict a citizen before you arrest. That is part of respect for human rights. We want to see that. We want to also see, proper policing being carried out. For now in Nigeria, if you want to do investigation, police will do investigation. You may have to provide the logistics. Even if your bank account is tampered with, God forbid. But if your bank account is tampered now and you need to go and make, are you still listening to me?
Yes, we're here, sir.
Hello?
Yeah,
are you
yeah, I'm with you. I can hear you.
Report to the police, so they will help to track, for example, now help you get the account, the details of the account where your money was transferred to. You may spend maybe be prepared to spend about 200,000 or more for that. You'll be, if they need to make movement, you're in Lagos now, to travel to Benin or to Asaba or in Delta State, you must be prepared to provide the vehicle and fuel it, or provide money, or provide even flight ticket if you want it to happen. So it's not enough to tell us about budget. Budget is, these are the things that you should budget so that the police can carry out investigation without necessarily asking citizens to provide logistics.
Very true.
But when you call a 200 million budget, and yet everything a citizen does that happens between his relationship with the officer, the citizen literally pays for it. Then the question to ask is, what are those budgets meant to address? What are they meant to address? Then again, to the police, where they stay, their police barracks needs urgent transformation. Let me not even call it renovation or rehabilitation. Transformation. Then again, too, the police needs regular training, regular course, so that they can be up to date with modern civilized police ways of interacting with citizens, dealing with issues. And so they need training to make them civilized, to make them civil in their disposition. Just abusing a suspect, threatening, shouting, and so they need that training. How much in this money you have rolled out is what last year, this year? How much is budgeted for training? Who are those being trained? Who are those who benefited from training last year? And who are those who will benefit this year? Training is essential for equipping the police to be able to deliver their police services in a way and manner that will fulfill the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians. So we want this IG to bring out its blueprint for the effective training of the police force. So it is not enough to roll out money and numbers of money. What is more important, you must match it with value for money, what this money has achieved. And that is when the budget, what is spent and what wants to be, what they are desiring to spend, will make sense to you, to me, and to every Nigerian.
Definitely. Thank you so much. We just hope all this becomes consistent. Yeah, we hope it becomes consistent. All right, thank you so much, Barrister Agadaigo, for your valuable insight. I mean, you really, expatiate. You've given us details about everything we've discussed here on the morning show. Thank you so much once again. Okay. And this is where we'll call it a day here on the morning show. Please do well to follow us across all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7, and please do well to share. Thank you so much for joining us. I still remain Kende Boduri, and I will see you next time here on the morning show. Stay blessed. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. Bye for now.